How you missed that shot, bro? How you missed that shot from the 3-point line? Stupid. I could make, but realistically, I've never made that shot from the 3-point. I've never been on that court.
Right.
And I don't know what that feels like.
And under that kind of pressure.
Exactly, and I don't know what that feels like. And I felt the weight of that. I do feel like I'm a jack of all trades. Perhaps not a master of any of them.
I just finished Master of None season 3.
I was trying to change the wording so I wouldn't exactly quote Master of None.
Because in your contract you can't actually say a
No,
Netflix
because
show.
then I was gonna be like, oh, I was trying to like be unique and stuff. You know another thing I really learned about the late night show? I think one of the greatest lessons is all humans are bad at one thing. Many things, but specifically this one thing. We always look at someone and judge them as if we know what it's like to do that job, right? So one of the most frustrating things from my show was when I would get comments like, oh my God, why doesn't she have this person on her show? Or like, why is her segment done like this? Why is the audio so bad? And every time I'd read those comments, I'd be like, it's because we can't book that person because they've already promised Ellen, they'd go on Ellen's show and they can't come on my show. It's that there's so much behind the scenes stuff people don't know about. And then I had to check myself the next time I watched a Raptors game because I was like, how you missed that shot, bro? How you missed that shot from the 3-point line? Stupid. I could make, but realistically, I've never made that shot from the 3-point. I've never been on that court.
Right.
And I don't know what that feels like.
And under that kind of pressure.
Exactly, and I don't know what that feels like. And I felt the weight of that in late night because I was like, oh man. And even me, maybe I thought it was gonna be way easier than it was. There's so many reasons. It's such an archaic industry.
Okay.
Especially late night. Of how things are done.
You have to hit the mark and because
you have to do a certain, every episode of my show had to be 22 minutes and something seconds. It could never alter. It had to be exactly that.
Yeah.
You know?
Because it's all run by advertising.
It's all run by advertisement. Yeah. So that means I have to drag one joke out longer. I have to cut one joke that made the rest of it make sense. You have to do all that. One segment we had, stupid angles getting cut ridiculously. Why? Because my talent came, failed to mention they're not allowed to hold an iPhone because they have an Android deal. Oh. The whole bit is FaceTiming people.
You would think that would have been in their writer.
You would think. The whole bit is we take a shot, we FaceTime someone. 2 minutes before the show starts. Oh no, they got an Android deal. They can't be doing that. So now I'm like,
Google Duo.
So now we're shooting angles of like half this person's face and comments, why is this shot so stupid? I'm like, you don't get it, bro, what I'm dealing with here, okay?
But have you made a video like that? Like the top 3, like things that you wish people understood?
I think I made one video about it and like.
And people are like, blah, they just think it's too inside baseball.
Yeah.
Why is she complaining about
Why
this?
are you
whatever.
complaining? Shut up, sell out.
Yeah, they
get out of here. Until you're there, you don't get it. And you know what, to be fair, if I was those people, I might say the exact same thing.
Well, you did, rappers.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I talk crap all the time, so we're all the friggin' problem, including me.
Yeah, well, at least you recognize that.
Yeah, I understand I'm part of the problem. I do, 100%
That's gonna be the name of that TikTok live that Lilly Singh.
It's just like when we talk about politicians or we talk about athletes, you're stupid, I could do a better job. In actuality, we know nothing.
Yeah, but there's some people where you're like, I could do a better job than that person, and you're probably right.
Is it fair to say, though, in the position, there's probably 10 things you have no idea exist in that position?
Yeah, no, it is. It is.
Right?
But did you grow up as someone who was just good at a lot of things?
Did I grow up as someone that was good at a lot? I do feel like I'm a jack of all trades. Perhaps not a master of any of them.
I just finished Master of None season 3.
I was trying to change the wording so I wouldn't exactly quote Master of None.
Because in your contract you can't actually say a
No,
Netflix
because
show.
then I was gonna be like, oh, I was trying to like be unique and stuff.
Yeah.
But yes, I did, like, for example, growing up I loved dancing. That was the main thing. I was a dancer before YouTube. I loved baking cakes. This is a random fact. My first couple of videos were baking cakes. I'm a very obsessive person. Once I enjoy something, I obsessively have to know about it and put it into my life. For example, I grew up, I really liked rocks. I was that nerd. I'm like, I love rocks. I like collect, and that's it. For 3 years, my life was just rocks. I was like, I will only be discussing rocks now. I'll be collecting rocks. If I go to the store, I will be buying rocks. I will be going to my neighbor's house and stealing the rocks on the side of their house. And then I grew up and I developed a crush on the rock. So like, I just feel like I obsess over things.
You manifested that.
Yes.
Do you remember Mohs scale? Do you know what that is?
Mohs scale?
It measures the hardness of rocks. So if you know,
I am deeply upset that I did not know this.
If you leave with nothing else today on your ride home, you could be like.
I thought you were gonna hit me with something basic like igneous, but you went to a whole new level here.
No, I'm not a sedimentary host here.
Wow! This is my favorite podcast.
I'm so glad you got that. Where else could you get that kind of a joke?
Metamorphic?
Did you
Sedimentary igneous rocks? Don't
Bam.
come at me
Don't
with
come
the wrong
at me. Did I just
terminology.
tell you?
Okay.
I'm good at rock.